Panther Nation, we need to talk. And I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm not dancing around it. I'm not hiding behind stats or excuses. Last night, what we saw on that field? It wasn't just a loss. It was a betrayal. Bryce Young and Dave Canales sold us this game. They sold it. And it hurts because our defense, our heart and soul, showed up. Our secondary made 3 interceptions against Brock Purdy, and yet we walked away with barely 3 points in the first half. 3 points. That's it. You could see the fire in the defense, the energy, the effort, and somehow it still didn't translate to scoreboard points. That's on the offense, and it's on leadership. Bryce, let's be real. On that first touchdown drive, you had 2 opportunities to make a play. You rolled out, picked up yards twice, and then, you froze. You didn't take the simplest route to the end zone. You hesitated, overthought, and it cost us. Canales, I don't know what you were thinking with these play calls. 9 rushing attempts between Rico, Chuba, and Bryce himself. 13 total runs. That's it. And yet, the passing attack barely pressured the defense the way we dismantled Atlanta last week. No creativity, no mismatches, no aggression. We had Rico ready, who showed flashes of brilliance when he touched the ball, but he barely got opportunities. Tremaine Hubert saw more snaps than Rico, and I can't explain why. Every red zone possession should have been automatic points. A simple dive, a quick roll, a short pass, anything. But we overcomplicated it. Bryce, in the red zone, that play-action rollout, if you're holding the ball longer than a second, you're doing it wrong. Check it, run it, or throw it to the back of the end zone. Simple. Then, we finally get the passing game rolling. T-Mac gets a shot over the top in the second half, and what happens? A dropped comeback route. Lejeton regresses to week 2 mistakes, forgetting boundaries, misreading the field, and yet, that single play could have shifted momentum. We cut the lead to 1, and then Canales calls for a 2-point conversion from the 1-yard line. A shotgun pass. On the 1-yard line. Bryce, why didn't you check into a dive? A simple run with Chuba. Logical, efficient, high-percentage play. Instead, we gambled. And we lost. I cannot overstate this, the defense did everything right. They gave us opportunities. They forced turnovers. They fought like warriors. And what did the offense do? They failed to capitalize, overcomplicated, and ignored the simplest plays that could have swung the game. It's maddening. It's frustrating. And it's why, tonight, Bryce Young and Dave Canales are the reason we're walking away empty-handed. Let's be crystal clear, Panther Nation, this game falls squarely on Bryce Young and Dave Canales. Every misstep, every hesitation, every poor decision, it's on them. Bryce, you have to make smarter choices on the field. When to scramble, when to throw, when to read the defense, you cannot overthink it. And Canales, the play calling? It was baffling. Confusing. Ineffective. I don't know what plan you thought you had, because it clearly didn't work. Bryce, all season I've said it, when you use your legs, you gain yardage. Last night proved it. 4 carries, 15 yards. That's almost 4 yards a pop. Do the math, 3 plays like that? You move the chains. First down. Every time. The defense was biting on play action all night. The answer was simple, run your game, play your strengths. Instead, overthinking and hesitation cost us. You didn't attack like you did last week. You didn't create mismatches. You didn't put the defense on its heels. And it gets worse. We had 2 drives stall immediately because of 1 holding penalty. That's it, 1 penalty. We had the ball, momentum on our side, and we couldn't capitalize. Meanwhile, the 49ers were nearly penalty-free. 4 penalties by the Panthers for 30 yards, San Francisco, just 6 yards. The math is simple: we had opportunities, we had the edge, and we blew it. Even with the sloppy play calling, we were still in this game late into the third quarter, but we couldn't recapture what worked last week. We didn't open the playbook, didn't leverage our workhorses, didn't exploit mismatches. This is the reason teams don't take us seriously. When the moment comes to strike, we fold. When Tampa Bay was on a skid last week, and when we faced the Saints earlier, these were opportunities to take the NFC South lead, or at least tie it. Did we capitalize? No. We let chances slip, week after week, and it's the same story: brilliance one week, collapse the next. Bryce and Canales, you can be great. We've seen it. But greatness is consistency. And the time for figuring that out? It's late in the season. The window for a playoff push is now. And as if the loss itself wasn't enough, injuries piled on like a cruel joke. J.C. Horn out with a concussion. Chandler Zavala gone. Corey Thornton sidelined with an ankle. Claude Shirless, another concussion. It's like the universe is testing us. Every player who's performing gets sidelined. This is why I've been advocating for a 60-man roster, maybe even 65. You need depth. You need options. Because when Murphy's Law strikes, there's no room for error. And right now, we have no margin for error. The NFC South picture is grim but still alive. Tampa Bay is 6-5, we're 6-6. They have Arizona next week, likely an easy win. We face the Rams, the very team that just dominated Tampa Bay 31-7. And of course, as Panthers fans, we know the story: we never make it easy. Even in the Cam Newton 15-1 season, games like the Giants matchup reminded us that no win is simple. We're the cardiac cats for a reason. But bro, can we just once make it a little easier on ourselves? Can we stop sabotaging our own momentum? Panther Nation, let's not sugarcoat it, the opportunities were there. Every single one of them. And yet, we're in this maddening situation where we have to hope Tampa Bay slips up again. We have to pray we beat them, and somehow, New Orleans has to do what we couldn't do and knock Tampa down a peg. That's where we are right now. And honestly, it's sickening. Last night's game left a bitter taste in my mouth, and no amount of silver linings can fully erase that sting. But there are some positives. My Panther freeze frame of the day goes to J.C. Horn. That man was an absolute beast, phenomenal on both picks, clean and decisive. One of those interceptions could have completely shifted momentum, and we all know it. But even with J.C. balling out, even with moments that screamed, "We've got this," the game slipped through our fingers. It's time for Panther Nation to speak, and y'all have been loud, clear, and on point. Thumb Bob hit it right: the defense needs to play like they did in the second half against Atlanta. There needs to be a blitz from one more every play. And he's not wrong. The defense did show up. 3 takeaways. We won the turnover battle. And still, we lost. That's the heartbreak of it. Jesse Cassis reminded us what's at stake: we're leading the NFC South. At least for now. The tables have turned. Tampa Bay's struggles opened the door. This isn't just a feel-good season anymore. We're at the top of the division. This is the moment to play for real, to play for keeps. And yet, somehow, we made it harder than it needed to be. Way harder. T.K. Atkins said it perfectly: play to win, don't play to keep from losing. That's exactly the mindset Canales and Bryce lacked. They played cautiously, reactively, instead of aggressively, decisively. And then there's the sense of urgency, or lack thereof. Carolina needs to understand when to go no huddle, when to push the tempo, when every second counts. Last night, in the fourth quarter, we had the ball with 8 minutes left, and yet we wasted precious time, moving too slowly, failing to capitalize when it mattered most. Plays should have been ready, rapid fire, executed with precision. Instead, hesitation. Confusion. Frustration. Panther Nation, I'm irked. I'm frustrated. But that doesn't mean we stop holding this team accountable. Bryce and Canales, they're both responsible. Injuries piled on top of mistakes, and now we face an uphill battle. But we still have a path. Still have a chance. Still have a season to fight for. The floor? 8 and 9. The ceiling? 10 and 7. It's a narrow window, but it exists, and we have to fight for it, even when the odds and circumstances are against us. At the end of the day, I'm just one fan, but Panther Nation, we see it. We feel it. And we will continue to speak up, push, and keep pounding. This path isn't easy. Nothing about being a Panther ever is. But it's ours to chase, and we're not backing down.